Hey guys, this is Rahul and we are here at Duga Honda to test out the new 2018 Honda CBR250, which is coming with the LED headlamp and not many major changes but 3 different new color schemes. I know you guys love to look at the new color schemes. These bikes are already ready for delivery, so if you are looking to buy any of these motorcycles or any other Honda motorcycle or scooter, do give a call on the number on screen and you'd be able to book these bikes, and most of the bikes are in stock so you can get immediate delivery. And keep watching as I walk you through the CBR250 3 new colorways and give you my short first ride impressions of the same bike. The Honda CBR250R remains mostly unchanged for the 2018 version. There is a new LED headlamp and now it's BS4 compliant, and that's all of the changes. Still powered by the 249.6cc single-cylinder motor, it produces 26.5 bhp of power and is mated to a 6-speed gearbox. The PGM-FI engine is also liquid-cooled, and with our past experience, it doesn't heat up in city riding conditions. I've ridden the previous version extensively for that motorcycle's review, and that is why I can talk in detail about this same bike, though I had limited time to test out the all-new version. Available in 4 new color schemes, we have walkarounds of all the 3 colorways which was in stock at the dealership. The black and green version was on display at the Auto Expo, and it's also available for purchase. I personally would recommend you to get the ABS version if you're considering to buy the Honda CBR250R. Onboard the 2018 Honda CBR250 ABS version. We still have the non-ABS version, but I'm thankful to Honda for at least providing an optional ABS. For those who want to buy the ABS version, the on-road price is 2.19 lakh rupees. That's around 2.2 lakh rupees on-road Kolkata, which I think is a great price for an ABS version. 26 bhp of power at 8,500 RPM, about 23 Newton meters of torque at 7,000 RPM. We've got a disc brake up front and a disc brake up rear, and I really like how smooth this bike was. All the time it was smooth and powerful, good enough power for the city, but then you take it onto a track, it'll hold on its own with a few mods, and obviously being a sport tourer, you just take it for some sport riding. And some touring as well. I've seen Anbi Arnob do 1,000 kilometers on a single day, Kolkata to Vizag, on a slightly modified CBR, and there's very little modifications to it apart from the luggage carriers and all that. He has not done anything much to the motorcycle. He has added some extra LED headlamps, but now this version comes with its own LED headlamps, so maybe even for night touring the stock headlight may be good enough on its own. And if you're still not satisfied, you can always add up a few extra headlamps, and the battery is strong enough to take the auxiliary lights, so it's not going to be much of a problem. The styling is obviously beautiful, and we don't have a headlight switch. It's always on, so I'm sure it's currently on, and I've put it to the high beam so you can enjoy the headlight in all its glory. We've got a telescopic suspension up front and a monoshock at rear. I really like how balanced this motorcycle feels and how good it feels to the corners. Honda motorcycles have always been about very stable, especially when you're buying into some of their, like the premium commuter segment. The chassis is very nice, so that's always going to be there. Mileage figures on this bike, I'd say I don't exactly have the correct numbers, but I'd have to guess around 30 kilometers per liter, so that's about that. And you're doing a U-turn. This being a sport bike, still the handlebar turns a lot, as you can see. Huge turning radius, almost like commuter bike. I was riding the X-Blade before, that turns like a bicycle. This is not like that, but it's still very light. The front end has a lot of feedback and feel, but doesn't feel unnecessarily heavy because this is just 167 kgs wet weight for this motorcycle. And the mirrors are pretty functional. They're like a big rectangular unit, not the best looking mirrors, but is very visible. The usability and the functionality on those mirrors are good. I would have liked a spring hinge system, but it doesn't have a spring hinge. It folds out like a normal mirror would. And we've got this nice windscreen. I would have wanted a bit taller, but I know from the angle that it does hold pretty well on from a touring point of view. So we've got a 6-speed gearbox, and as usual from being Honda motorcycles, they have great gearboxes. Never have faced any problems with the gear shifts on this motorcycle. Very stable and you know, on higher speeds as well. I've ridden this bike on the highway. I've done about 150 kilometers per hour speed. It feels really nice, and the brakes, you know, with the ABS and all that, they offer a good progressive feel. Not a lot of bite up front, but you know, the progressive feel more than makes up for it. The brakes are strong enough in that way. We've got turn signals and all that. A lot of people would have wanted Honda to have you know, engine kill switches, but I'd like to mention that this does have an engine kill switch. There is something else though. The console is age old right now, but it still displays a lot of information. It still doesn't have a gear position indicator, which was there on the X-Blade, so probably they should have upgraded the console to be a little bit more informative. But I do love this analog digital combination speedometers, because they are still having that some kind of an old world charm with the motorcycle. So that was the first run. I'll do a little bit of a second run on my own, just to you know, get a good feel on this motorcycle. Pretty powerful. Yeah, it feels pretty nice. Oh, downshifting to see whether the engine braking works pretty well or not. It's got a good amount of engine braking, more than other Honda bikes, I would say. Agile, easy to control, easy to move it around. I think they've done some changes to the tires. We'd have to see what type of tires they're coming with right now, because I definitely feel more grip than the previous CBR that I rode. But this can also be because this is absolutely a brand new motorcycle. One of my subscribers has already bought it, so it's they do have a test drive demo version, but since it's my subscriber, he said it's cool to ride his bike, so I just took it out for a little spin. I'm not going to be too aggressive with it, but yeah, I like the power delivery, how it's you know, coming in smooth and linear and giving a lot of confidence. If this is your first bike, you know, it's one of the best beginner bikes, I would say, even better than the R150, because I definitely like new riders to have ABS, specifically when you don't have that much confidence with what you want to do with the bike. And if you come up with a panic braking situation, a lot of people say that you should learn on a non-ABS bike. If you're learning on Indian roads where everybody can jump in front of you at any time, I'd say it's better to learn on a ABS bike, because once you get control of the motorcycle, once you know how to brake, you're gonna learn, because whenever ABS kicks in, you understand, because the brake lever vibrates, so you understand your mistake, you learn from that. But when a non-ABS bike locks up, then you're not in a mode to learn, because you're panicking, your rear wheel's spinning around and you're probably crashing. So you know, new rider can get seriously hurt or get even injured. So it's a better thing to have ABS. And next year laws coming in, so probably any motorcycle over 125cc will become mandatory ABS, so there'll be no bikes left without ABS. I hope that happens very soon. I do like switchable ABS, because for off-road riding, stunting, or even when the ABS is not working properly, you can switch it off. That option, giving the rider that choice, is good, but having the ABS when you need it is better. So that's what I want. So that's the impression. I'm really liking the bike, because it doesn't have any vibrations, by the way. I pushed it like around 5 to 7,000 RPM, didn't go all the way up. I've gone all the way up on the previous version of the CBR. Very smooth motorcycle, so that really matters when you're taking this motorcycle to tour. I think I'm really in love with it. So that kind of concludes our short first ride impression of the Honda CBR250. I would like to show you all the three colorways. All the three colorways look great. I would have liked to tell you that I like the red version, but actually this time I'm gonna go with the yellow, because it looks, yellow is, you know, it's a color that's not available in most motorcycles, and I really like how the yellow looks all bright and shiny on this motorcycle. So if you're buying with my kind of color choice, go with the yellow one. And thanks to Tuka Honda for letting us test these motorcycles. I have already left their links, so if you want to buy any of these motorcycles, please take a look at the numbers on the screen and they'll be able to help you out. They've got a big stock, so you're most likely gonna get your motorcycle the earliest. In conclusion, I have to say that as there are no major changes, we're actually getting a tried and tested, reliable sports tourer. Initially, the CBR was considered a pricey option, but comparing with the likes of the Apache RR310 and the KTM Duke 390, it is actually the least expensive highway-worthy motorcycle in 2018. You see, the KTM originally was priced at around 2,10,000 and the price now has gone up to 2,70,000, whereas the CBR practically remains at its same price, the 2,20,000 for the ABS version, and the non-ABS version is much cheaper as well. Why I consider this as a entry-level highway-worthy motorcycle is because it has got a good amount of wind protection with that beautiful sports tourer fairing. It has nice wide tires, enough engine power to cruise at 120 kilometers per hour, and it also has ABS. With all of these things and a very vibration free smooth motorcycle, this is actually a proper sports tourer which has already done many thousands of kilometers by many of the owners and has been proven as one of the most reliable bikes sold in our country. It may not be very much new looks or the expected 300R which a lot of people were expecting to come to India, but if you're looking for a very nice safe motorcycle to tour on the highway which can also do a bit of city riding, I think you cannot go wrong with the Honda CBR250R. Looking forward to ride it on the highways again and give you our detailed review. Till then, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. I'll see you very soon. This is Rahul. Goodbye.